Okay, we are wrapping up our exponent notes with negative exponents. This is probably something you haven't seen before, so let's jump right in. So negative exponents, anytime you see a negative exponent on a number, so that would mean that the little number, the exponent, has a negative in front of it, like x to the negative a power, that represents 1 over x to the a power. So let's look at this example number 1. If we have 3 to the negative third power, you would do 1 over 3 to the third. So you're taking that number and putting it in the denominator, and the exponent becomes positive. Let's try it again in example 2. If we have a to the negative 8th, we're going to do 1 over a to the positive 8th. If we look at number 3, in example number 3, the negative 4 exponent only goes with the x. So that's the only part that's going to go in the denominator. We'll leave the 2 in the numerator. And look what we have here. We have 4x to the 6th in the numerator and x to the 4th in the denominator. We can simplify this even more. X to the 6th over x to the 4th. We could subtract those exponents to get x squared. So our final answer could be 4x squared. Or while I was working that out, I was thinking to myself, gosh, you're doing that the hard way. An easier way to do that would be, watch this. You could multiply the 2's, the coefficients, to get 4. And then you could add the exponents of the x terms, and you would get x squared. Look how much faster that was. But I got the same answer. And in math, there are lots of ways sometimes to arrive at the correct answer. And you don't necessarily all have to do it the same way. You just have to show your work and get it right. All right, if we look at number 4, if we have a big expression here inside parentheses, we can take all of that, put it in the denominator, and change it to positive. This one's actually going to end up being kind of interesting because if I cube the bottom part, the denominator, I'm going to get 9 times 9 times 9, and then I'm going to multiply these, right? That's the shortcut for power of power. So I'm going to get negative 6. So here's something important. Anytime you have a negative exponent, you can move that term from the denominator to the numerator or the numerator to the denominator and then change that exponent to positive. I like to think of it this way. If it has a negative in front of it, it's not happy where it is. So you can move it from upstairs to downstairs or downstairs to upstairs, and that will make it happy again. So it seems kind of silly, but it might help you remember. Whoops. Oh, no. What's happening? Oh, I have no idea what happened. Okay. So I'm going to take this term, which has a negative exponent and makes it unhappy. I'm going to move it to the numerator and make it happy again. The 9 cubed can stay down here in the denominator. Another way you could think of that, I'm just quiet for a minute because, again, I found out that there's another way to do this, which you might like better. I could do 9 to the negative third power, and then with the a, I could multiply these and get positive 6. So in that case, the a to the 6th power is already in the numerator and happy, but the 9 to the third power would want to be moved to the bottom to be happy, and you'll notice again, I got the same answer. I just arrived at it differently. Alrighty, moving right along here, I have 12 divided by 3, which I know is 4. And then I have w to the negative 2 power and w to the 8th power. And I know the shortcut when I divide is I can subtract the exponents. So I can do negative 2 minus 8 to get negative 10 as my new exponent. But remember that if my exponent is negative, it's not happy where it is, and I can move it into the denominator and make it positive. So I can take w to the 10th and put that in the denominator, but the 4, which is not part of that exponent of negative 10, because exponents only apply to what they touch, would stay in the numerator. And lastly, number 6, we have this w to the negative 5 in the denominator where it's very unhappy. So we're going to move it to the numerator and make it positive. The 1, I don't have to write 1 times w to the 5th. Anytime you have 1 times something, you don't have to write that, or even something divided by 1, etc. So let me circle my answers because I like to do that as a way of finishing up. And there's 2 places where I have that right answer. Alrighty, thanks for watching.